Hey guys, it is Heated, and Jin's league page has actually been released. Now, for a while, everybody thought that yesterday, people thought that this was just a skin because in the trailer, his mask is more bronze, and I don't know why he has that shoulder. Oh, whoops, my phone. Everybody thought this was a skin and not his actual default skin. I did too. I was like, oh, it must be his off skin. Jin's assembling his gun and orchestrating his grand entrance onto the rift. He's meticulous and calculating, league's slowest marksman yet. But when the murderous artist gets you in his sights, when he catches you off guard, there's not much that'll save you from inevitable perfect death. Now, we can see that he has one robotic arm and I guess two robotic legs. Sorry about my belt. I don't know why he has two robotic. No, I don't know if he has robotic legs. I don't know. Basically, this is all like lore. Current call will start to pin Jin's enemies down, forcing them to hide under their tankier allies or run for cover. So he works well with Darius, Nautilus, and Morgana, apparently. I swear on my phone. And then he doesn't fare too well against Yasuo, Jarvan, and Lucian. Well, obviously, concentrating Jin's power into 4 deadly bullet means that a champion that can negate 1 or 2 said blows will effectively have virtual short-term damage output. Enter Yasuo will happily wound all Jin's basic attacks before cutting him down in a fury of steel. Flurry or fury? Flurry of steel. Oh, flurry. Now you can see his mask is different compared to in here because this is like silver. So let's look at his. Let's watch his passive and then look at what it says. So the fourth one does more damage and it gives him a little temporary speed boost. Jin's gun whisper chambers 4 shots. No. Go away. Chambers 4 shots, the last of which always crits, applying extra damage based on a portion of his target's missing health. After firing all 4 shots, Jhin takes a moment to reload, not movement speed. Jin's crit deals less damage than normal, and his attack speed doesn't actually scale with the attack speed. Jin's crits deal less damage than normal. Why? And his attack speed doesn't actually scale with attack speed. What? Instead, Jin's attacks gains attack damage from any attack speed and crit chance he earns through itemization or runes. So he gains damage through speed and crit. So I'm thinking of like a Yasuo crit rune and attack speed because that would work really well. And then we see while crits give him a burst of movement speed based on his attacks. Crits give him a burst of movement speed based on his attack speed. This is going to be an interesting champion to mess with because he obviously like killed Vi, Sona, Zed, and Garen, which half those champions had heavy armor, so I was expecting him to do some heavy damage, but Jin's while most look to whittle their opponents down with a constant barrage of sapping attacks, Jin's fascist to the extreme thrives when he handpicks his opponents opportunities to strike, not opponents. In lane, he's best off saving his valuable bullets for last hitting, keeping track of his ammo count and looking for moments when he can expend his 4th bullet, his deadliest, on his lane opponent. Jin's basic attack range is secondly average at best, making him relatively easy to harass in lane. That's where Virtuoso can turn Dancing Grenade, using the bouncy canister to secure last hits from relatively safe and even. So he works kind of like Graves, where he will shoot a bullet out and it'll bounce back instead. It bounces from target to target. That's cool. Opponents stick too close to me anyway. So I could see he could also counter, like, I think he could counter Yasuo a little bit if he has enough damage or armor penetration or just anything in general. if he can build, I don't know if he's attack damage, not AP, so he has enough attack damage. He could plenty Jiasu because he sticks near his minions and the enemy's minions because he has to dash through them, but not necessarily will his minions be there for you to attack. Still, Jin's low attack speed will often see him pushed under tower and having to fire off his shots to the last hit instead of harass. Here's the thing though, when Jhin correctly plans for this, when he places a few of his captive audience traps, as he falls back, he'll be perfectly placed to call on his jungler. Okay. And so he's like a Caitlyn ability for that. Let's watch the next one. It's a cute dancing grenade. So I'm guessing only when the bullet kills a target? Jhin throws a canister at a nearby target enemy. After landing, the canister bounces up to 4 times on nearby enemies. Killing an enemy with dancer causes the following bounce to deal extra. Let's watch this again. So he initially kills a minion like that and then does more damage. Okay, that makes sense. And then we go to Deadly Flourish. Passive. Enemy champions that have been struck with Jin's basic attack, captive audience, or any allied damage are marked for a few seconds. Active. Jhin fires a massively long range shot that damages all enemy minions, and the first enemy champion in a target direction. If the enemy champion he strikes has already been marked, they're briefly rooted, while Jhin himself gains a boost of movement speed. Ah! Okay. Jhin fires a massively long range shot that damages all enemy minions. First enemy champion in a target direction. So, Vi, for example, that's a great example. Like, say she like bursts through with her Q towards you, and you see her lined up in front of one of her minions. You could just use this Deadly Flourish, and you could get her, and she'll be rooted, because you have your 4th bullet, which you could save her if she tries to dive you, and try and come and gank you. You hit her with your 4th bullet, and then you W when she's near a minion, because you're going to be near tower. Jhin places a trap on the ground that turns invisible after arming. Oh, god damn it, Timo. Why you gotta... Timo, why? Enemy champions that walk over the trap trigger it, revealing and marking them with Deadly Flourish, creating a large slowing zone. Okay, so kind of like Graves. How he has his slow and his blind. After a brief pause, the trap detonates, damaging all enemies inside its explosion. So, okay. I can deal with that. Or curtain call. Jin's... oh, didn't play the video, did I? No, I didn't. My bad. I just read all the abilities. Okay, so... oh, wow. And it does gain movement speed, okay. Flourish the trap. Let's watch this. Throws the trap down. Don't see it. Does it go invisible? No, it does not. Blows up. It does look like a rose. Okay. Now we get to his ult. Current call fully assembles. Jhin fully assembles his weapon before taking aim in a target direction, revealing all marked targets in a huge area. You can then fire 4 rounds that stop at the first enemy's champion struck, slowing them and dealing damage based on their missing health. So, the more damage you do, it's just gonna pile up. You literally take out like 200 health, it's gonna do like 300, and then 6. It's just gonna snowball. I feel the ADC or like, oh my god. Jin's 4th and final shot with current call deals massively increased damage and guaranteed to crit. Dear God. I am afraid of this champion because... okay, let's watch this.
Prepare for your finale.
Oh. So even if they like try and get away, they flash over a wall, you still have the possibility to hit them unless a tank takes it for them. They're not going to get away. You can read this on your own. I'm not going to read all of it. Team fights. Jhin has 2 viable strategies in team fights. Either appear at start or at the end. I could see him just fucking shit up, getting a somewhat easy penta with all these abilities, because There are minions around. They're pushing minutes and team fight. They could use dancing grenade. He could use dancing grenade, pop it from each one, do some massive damage, because he could shoot to one champ, the next champ is near them, hops, does damage to them. They have the basic attack done to them. He could have his 4th bullet up because he could just waste 3 on the Scutterbug, shoot one champ, and then he could use his W, Deadly Flourish, or even throw a trap behind him, and then just use his ult. Like, think of the combos here. Like, he could do some really big damage. I am very excited and I'm very afraid to see him, because I'm just afraid right now. I'm afraid. But thanks again for listening to me jabber on about this, but I'll see you guys later. Peace.